Welcome to the 1000 Comics Podcast. It's your host, Matt Heath. How you doing, folks? How you been? How you doing? I know there's a lot going on out there. But, let's just try to look at the positive, man. I'm telling you. And one thing that's positive is that I got Aplus Hollywood on the show for you today, guys. She's awesome, and she's on the show. So happy to tell you that. But first I want to talk about a show I did at the casino the other night, guys. My God. I've been doing open mics here and there. But, once you finally do a show at the casino where they're strict as hell about the mask there and everything, like the only time you could take off the mask, take a sip of your drink, it was kind of like, I'll tell you this. You walk out onto the stage into those bright lights, and you look out in the crowd, all you see is like 50 people. They're all wearing masks. It's kind of a surreal experience, man. It's like the friggin' Twilight Zone, It's I guess it's not something like I put too much thought into before, how important it is for the comedian, because it's important for the audience to see the comedian's facial expressions, but the facial expressions of the people in the audience are just as reciprocal as vice versa. You know what I mean? So, you're not, instead of looking at smiling, laughing people, you're looking at people wearing masks, people with fear in their eyes, and it's like it's a tough job. Tough job to be a comic right now. But I'm it's you just gotta plug forward, man. You just gotta roll with the punches and keep working on material. Like I was walking down the street the other day, for instance, and in Manchester, all the streets are named after religious things, like St. Mary's Street or St. James's Street, and I get to the bottom of this hill, and when you're walking down Main Street, and it's Locust. This woman's got to run her little beauty shop where she sells hair extensions and such on the corner of Main and Locust. Why does it got to be Locust? Why do we got to be reminded of the damn plague? We're already living through a damn plague. Let's change the name of that street to like St. Peter's Way or something nice like that. Something that makes you feel like you're getting into heaven when you walk up the hill. St. Peter's Way, doesn't that sound better than ever? Or they already use that in Manchester? I don't know. That's my public service for Manchester, I guess. I live here in Manchester. I might as well do a little public service by making that suggestion here on this podcast. Guys, if you'd like to buy my album on vinyl, go to Tumbleweeds in Niantic, Connecticut. They also got a bunch of my other merch, also all sorts of cool stuff, So check that out. You could also buy my books there, Scared Out of the Dickens, Renaissance Men, and Pawnbrokers. Funny thing about Scared Out of the Dickens is Aplus Hollywood loves that role of Miss Jacobs, and she's gonna star as Miss Jacobs in a performance of the play. I could just feel it. That's really what we went over in the podcast today. So she's gonna be a star. She's gonna bring one of my plays to life. I hope in the near future. You never know. One of these, it's a Christmas play, so one of these Christmas seasons, I think we're actually going to do it. So just buy my plays, guys. But also, before we get into the interview, I just want to say that we started talking about something that I thought was a great story for the podcast, but she didn't mention it. I didn't know that A+ went to Joker's Wild back in the day. And she told me she was in a competition with Dan Calwhite. Cal White won the competition, and A+ told me it was fixed because Cal White worked there, which was true. He did work there, but Cal White's a funny fucking guy. So I don't know. Like it could be because I wasn't there. I couldn't say, but I thought that was great. Also, just a note on this podcast. It is a good episode. It is a slow roll coming in. There's a little bit of dead air because I'm trying to open a wine bottle. I'm trying to be a great host, an impressive guy, but I goofed it up once again. So please enjoy my interview with Aplus Hollywood. Welcome to the 1000 Comics Podcast. I'm sitting here with my guest today, Aplus Hollywood.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon, right?
No, it's still nope. It's afternoon. It's just hit noon. Just hit noon. And as per request, we got wine to go with this podcast.
I was offered coffee, however, I knew that I had already eaten lunch, so it was right on time. Not to say that the wine couldn't work at 9 a.m., but that is my coffee.
Let's see.
You need help, sir?
No, I think I got it.
You got it? Okay.
I think I got this. Maybe I should have started doing this after or before we started recording. Oh, okay.
I had to remember my paperback here.
Oh, damn. And A-Plus brought the one of the plays I wrote, a copy of it, which I don't actually have any copies.
Shout out to you. Scared Out of the Dickens by Matt Heath.
And
so
we did discuss you. How about we just call it like almost a little audition for
the cast members
for the main role.
Oh, for the main role.
Yeah, I wanted you to play the main role. Don't you remember I told you that?
Yeah, but how are you going to kick me out of the main role then? So you're going to have me do your work and then remove me as the leading character and go find somebody else?
Why would I remove you?
So why did you just make that suggestion?
Oh, so you're saying auditions would probably we'd be moving backwards because you say you already have the role.
I already have my role. What I'm saying is no, we can still do the auditions for the other actors and actresses in the movie, in the play.
Well, we could do that later. Let's just do. Why don't we do a couple line ratings of
Miss Jacobs?
Miss Jacobs for you.
Let's go.
All right. So I got the wine open.
All right, you can rinse that out. I need you to rinse that out.
I actually just watched this before you came over.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched it completely clean, brand new sponge sitting over there.
All right, because you're my bro, I'm going to trust you. But ladies, if you're listening, don't ever accept the glass already washed out. And then it's completely dry. I don't even see a drip of water on here, but I'm going to believe you. I'm going to believe you. Appreciate it.
You better believe me.
Where's your... Oh, you got this down.
You know what? Okay, so I got... let's see. Do I even have... I'm going to have to pull up a online version of Scared Out of the Dickens. So there's a lot of... I hope there's no dead air on this podcast. First, I want you to tell me how you got started in comedy while we're...
Oh, funny. So, comedy was not something I would ever said I wanted to be in life. It was always an actress or a model. And 9 years ago, it just happened. Like, my cousins and them they were like, you're so funny, you need to be a comedian. I'm like, I wouldn't be nobody's comedian. He was like, come on, you're so funny, you're so funny. They nagged me live for like 2 weeks straight that one particular month. And then out of nowhere, I made one phone call, and I called my eldest cousin, and I said, call up the troops. She said, what you mean? I said, I'm going to put on a comedy show. She said, where? I said, up the living room. She said, you kidding? I said, call everybody. No lie. She called about 23 family members, friends, guests, and we put up chairs all in my living room. And I did a 45-minute nonstop comedy, sitcom, raw, uncut. and I never looked back.
So you did your first comedy show in your living room. And how many people were there?
Like 23 people, no lie.
So it was a real show.
It was real show. However, I was more shocked at the belief that they had in me because everyone already just kept saying it. And you never really, believe individuals until they're like wanting to see more and more. And so when they showed up, I was like, oh, they really think I'm funny. What's this? And then I went off to comedy school, of course. And so it happened. And here I am 9 years later.
And I met you at your open mic, which was at the
downtown
at
153 Tavola.
Yes. When did you start there?
A year ago, May.
Okay.
Yes, last year May, and I was rocking out. Shout out to Rashad Copeland and Tavola 153 Market Street. So we linked up and we started rocking out at the open mics, and you came through and you did your thing. You kept us in tears, and you're very unique yourself. Pretty unique.
Well, thank you.
Pretty unique.
And let's see. I think I did find a copy of play here. Let's see. Maybe not.
I think they would appreciate this nice, cold, wintry novel. It's so hot right now. We could use some thoughts of Christmas. Some heat. It's too hot.
It is too hot. I think it gotta just, I'm comfortable in here in this apartment by myself. It's just when there's like two people, all of a sudden it just becomes
all of a sudden
20 degrees hotter.
Because I came in, because I'm already, darkly complected. So you want to say I brought heat up in your crib, right? So I brought the heat up in your crib because it's you and I, and if it was, I was a little, because I brought the heat up in here. Yes. And then you sitting up here with me. With a fan, so you ain't help out the whole situation either.
Yeah, something though, I wanted to have an air conditioner this year, but there doesn't seem to be air conditioners anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, see, I had mine since last year, but you need more dark complected friends, and then you'll have all the ACs in your kitchen and your bathroom, because we need the AC. It's hot up in here. I feel like I'm melting.
It is. It's the worst.
Mm-hmm. But you comfortable. You good.
I'm
not shedding nothing. I'm hot.
I'm sweating a little bit.
Just a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh. So how long have you been doing comedy?
I've been doing comedy close to a decade at this point.
All right.
And damn, I cannot find a copy of my own play.
So we can read it together. I have my copy signed by Mr. Matt Heath himself, so I feel really, really honored. So you may look on, but you may not have back.
Okay. So I do want to hear you do a few lines as Miss Jacobs.
All right, cool. Now, I could flip it a few ways. I could be almost every other character, flip the voices. It's up to you.
Really?
Yeah, you want to see the work?
I do. I do want to. I want to see how good of an actress you really are.
All right, cool. So, this is Act 1, Scene 1. The clock clicks slowly. Tick, tick, tick. Students stare at the clock, as does the teacher. All right, class, remember our winter break. You have 14 SAT prep assignments. All the students groan and moan. But Miss Jacobs, that's an assignment for every day. Yes, and they are to be completed by midnight every night. You'll get your grades in the morning. But that means we even have to do SAT prep P work on Christmas and New Year's. And Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Kids, there's something in this world called time management. If you figure it out, how to manage your time, you can do whatever you want to do with the rest of it. What a bitch. I think she needs to get laid. What did you say? Nothing. Bell rings. Students leave. Teachers work room. And that goes off to scene 2. So how did I do? Did okay?
I loved it. You even did all the male characters pretty well there, too.
I was trying. Just giving a little something, a little sample of your book before we start, blowing you up. You're going to get big off this play. This is a great book. It was a great read. And I'm interested in seeing it do its work. It's been a minute. You put this in my hand last year. You know that, right?
Was it already? Has it already been a year?
It's not, well, it was October last year. Well, October.
So almost a year.
Almost
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because it was before Christmas
Absolutely
and you were like, let's get this done. Let's get this made before Christmas.
Absolutely.
And I was like, I don't know.
Absolutely.
That's gonna happen.
I mean, I know the world got put on pause, but it's a good chance it will still take place. Christmas is coming up.
I mean, it doesn't feel like Christmas is coming right now. How hot it is in here.
I know.
Did you try the wine yet?
It's delicious too.
It's good. I'm gonna have a beer instead. I'm not really a wine guy.
Well, see, you have all this extra wine left. That means I'll have to come visit again.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
gonna have to stick a cork in it, right?
No, you actually have the wine tops. So I will have to buy
I don't have the wine tops.
Yeah.
You're lucky I have a corkscrew.
No, that means you have friends that drink.
But seriously, I think I may have had wine one other time here at this. You're definitely the first podcast guest to drink wine.
Well, am I special?
I'm like, what is this, Frasier?
You're funny. My preference. I apologize.
You know what? I think I'm going to open the door here. I think it might actually become cooler in here.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Oh.
Yes. It's all right. Feels good. Works. That works.
All right. So, when did you decide to become an actress?
Oh, I've always done like acting and stage playing, all of that. It really did start wanting to model. So I went around a lot of local businesses in Hartford and asked if they would like create a flyer for their business and let me model it for free. I just wanted the exposure, but no one was into it. From there, I started doing hair shows and fashion, some more fashion shows for local businesses. Direct Shop, shout out to them in Hartford. And then after that, I got asked to do a big play, a stage play for a woman named Ruby Realm. And Ruby, oh good gosh, how do I forget Miss Ruby's last name? Well, she has Ruby Realms Productions, and she had a play called Who Is It? And she's a big-time director, and I casted in that play, and I just knew, like, the love for acting is what I always been passionate about. And then it's like comedy came into place, and it's like I didn't want to disrespect the talent. God gives you a gift. It's like, what are you supposed to do with it? You're supposed to hone it, and you're supposed to just show it, or just ask for clarity. And I just know right now, the one thing that I'm truly passionate about is acting, and I just want that to take off and do what it needs to do.
So, and you're doing a movie right now.
I'm in a movie right now. Will be coming out in 2021. Director is Alexander Hoops. What is her last name? I forget her last name. And his name is Joey Sticks out of Springfield, Massachusetts. He's also a director on it. The movie is called Stay Fly. And again, it airs next year, 2021. So I actually have to be on a set today by 2. Let me just give you this information because I want you guys to also go and pull that up and check out the credits for that movie. It's going to be an amazing movie. So his name is, and it's here. Yes. So it's Stephen Sticks Josie. And the lady that is also a part of the movie is Alexander. What is her last name? Hold on. Because I'm so excited. She was in A Flavor of Love. And this is my real first movie that will actually take place and really air and get off the ground. I've been a part of many projects, but...
Okay. What is this? Is this movie something that's going to be in theaters? Something directly on a streaming service?
I think it's going to maybe like on a Netflix or like obviously YouTube. But I think like more of a like like the short films. But they're always catch what YouTube picks them up first, or Netflix, one of the two. So it would definitely be a Netflix series special, big time. Netflix
okay.
Special.
So all right. So it's still in the works, and what's it about?
It's about a crooked senator.
A crooked senator?
Yes. And so councilman and, playing dirty, not being 100%, although, he's for the people. Organized crime, per se.
Okay, so how they say acting is merely just a mirror of nature.
You better know it.
It's commenting on modern society.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I kind of like the sound of that.
and I play a reporter, so nothing major.
Okay.
However, I know a little bit more about the senator than the others around him do, and for that, I'm able to try to point him out and stay on his heels, and so yeah, they gave me that part.
So you're a reporter. What's your character's name?
She doesn't even have a name. Bull crap, right?
Oh,
Maybe
jeez.
I'm just her. And then I'm always everywhere. I'm just it's just like the girl with no name or no face. But, I'm just everywhere, always in the mix of just right on them. No one else is tough enough to do all that but me.
Right.
So, I'm like the nameless
Do you
girl.
consider yourself like a method actor? Have you been acting like a reporter lately?
No, I just...
At home or anything?
I'm versatile. I believe I can get into the character of many and anybody and thing. It's just who I am. I'm designed to live out other people's lives, I guess, and their hurt, their pain, their joy, just life. I like to just role play and get into the character of others and
I like the sound of that. So, you said you've been acting as a little girl. You were an actress.
Well, like a little girl, I always do a lot of stage plays, and plays are always be a part of.
What was your first time on stage? What did you do then?
Oh no, I actually was in a little play in a little major around Christmas time, of course, for a little church function and stuff like that. I just remember just kneeling. I think I was probably one of the the ladies who just was in the major. I just was there.
Okay.
Just in the major with Jesus.
You were like a little sheep in the manger, or something.
Not an animal. No. They actually had me, part. Maybe I was the babysitter or some supply stuff. I don't know. Modern day babysitter. Just there watching the birth of Jesus. I remember being on the stage and kneeling, and I had the little do-rag over my head, and we were just kneeling. So I might have just been Mary Homegirl or something.
I played a wise man in a church. It was on a float in a Christmas parade when I was a kid.
See?
Yeah, and also I think during a Christmas pageant I got upgraded. I played Joseph.
All right, now you must have did real good.
Yeah. Well, I think it was just because I was the oldest kid in the play, so they just had me play Joseph.
You was the oldest character. How funny! Too funny.
Yeah, I remember I had to do a lot of stuff like that to get my confirmation, and I never actually got my confirmation.
That you wanted to be an actor?
No, my confirmation in Catholicism.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, for me, it was the last stage play I did for that. Who is it? And I just knew right there. I was like, why am I trying to be satisfied with anything else in this life? Nothing else is gonna bring me any joy besides being an actress.
What about high school? Were you in drama classes and all that in high school?
No, I did track and I was sports. That was about it.
So athletic, right?
Very. I was a tomboy for a long time. I think I kind of low key still am a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. I'll still go jump a gate with you right now. Fence and stuff. Go put somebody in a headlock real fast. Right now.
I believe it. I can believe it. So, I don't know. A plus. What do you think you're gonna do next for a room for comedy?
Oh well, right now
because we know that we're no longer doing Tavol. That's right. Out, right?
We are definitely moving on, and I am actually in limbo right now with the owner of a few locations, and making sure that we got enough parking. Everyone's gonna it's gonna be a centralized location for everyone to easily access, get to off of highways, byways, and I have a perfect spot in mind right now. And as I said, I'm talking to them, so hopefully within another couple of weeks, with all this whole coronavirus thing, phase 3 just now opening up, they really didn't know the regulations and the stipulations for bar owners. So they may be letting up a little bit more, which allows us to gain access to the bars, being able to come on in, or it may have to be an outdoor function. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, and I can't wait to reopen.
Yeah, I think an outdoor venue would probably be good now for the summertime during, this whole Corona thing. How are you holding up during this whole time? What have you been up to for these past few months?
Well, I'm grateful to have still been employed. I'm an office supervisor for a manufacturing company in the sales department, and I've been there for about 4 years. So for me, as far as my career goes, I've been, blessed enough to still going to work every single day, and have had the opportunity to work from home, at home school teacher for the kids, well, the youngest one of my crew, and just balance.
And you have 2 kids?
No, I have 4 children.
You have 4 kids.
Yes, my oldest is 21. My oldest son will be 18. Baby girl 15, and future is 10.
Wow.
Yes, 2 girls and 2 boys. An amazing crew.
And
amazing.
You got your hands full, huh?
Not at all. They said it gets greater later. This is the later. So there's no like the tears and all the blood, sweat, and hard work. I already did that. School, work, raising kids.
And you also got the older kids to watch the younger kids.
Yeah,
now,
I mean,
right?
but there's only one younger kid, so I don't have any. Everybody doing their own thing. I don't have any babysitting issues at all. I never have. So I've been fortunate in that field, and just blessed to be able to still take care of them and not fall short of no bills. Still keeping up with everything, and just waiting for the world to semi come back. And are we ever gonna get back to what it was?
Yeah.
There's just so much going on. There's so much going on, and where we are right now, and we're even stuck in even more troubling times because we got the whole lives matter thing going on.
Yeah.
Black lives matter, my life matter, your life matter, all lives matter, and it's on top of the corona that's already.
Well, how do you feel about the Black Lives Matter versus the All Lives Matter thing? Like when
we as an individual, collectively, people saying Black Americans, Black Africans. When people ask that question, I wasn't there, and I was absent at a time where many Black people got scars that they'll never ever be able to ever forget from a time where the racism was just allowed. So you start there, and when it's allowed, and there's no one who changes anything about it, it's like that's not a question that's easily answered. It sucks that individuals don't see equality. Even the justice system is different. There's no equality. Your crime and your punishment will always be different from another individual's crime and punishment. And I just don't see the equality, and it's unfair, and it's sad because it's happening more than it should, and it's happening with individuals who are in power. You got power. You should be able to utilize that power to bring equality, unity, and do something that allows diversity to expand on a higher horizon. That's not taking place with the individuals in power. They're separating and they're dividing, and there's no togetherness. And it really sucks because everybody's lives matters, but let's be true. White people's lives have always obviously been constituted. A Black individual's lives has not. And it really sucks because it's not that I want to be prejudiced against you or you want to be prejudiced against me. I was not raised like that. So I don't see no white skin. The word, the black or the white, yes, obvious, that's the obvious. But the words that are used or, to discriminate and defamate an individual's character, that doesn't even move me because that's an action word. And you know what word I'm talking about. That's an action word. You can be that word off of your ignorance. You do something stupid, obnoxious, that ain't even cold, use that word. It doesn't matter if you're Black. You could be orange. You could be yellow. That word is expandable amongst every creating creature, character, kind. Everyone gets that. I just wish that the world was different, and I wish we had a different individual in power that would just unite us all as one and not separate our color or our culture.
Right. I think even though Trump is president, and I don't know, were you alluding to Trump there at the end? Do you not want to talk about Trump?
Oh, I ain't got no problem with him. He's just upfront. He speaks what he wants to say directly. And an individual like that, you either do or you don't. I mean, I don't have no hate for him. He's a upright, front, not well spoken, but he just speaks from a place where it is what it is, and a lot of people can't take that. I could say I hate him. I don't.
I don't know.
Sometimes he sounds like he makes sense. He just gets a little too
Some of the stuff
bold.
he's done recently, just like I understand why people are saying he's a flat out racist. Like
well, his father was a part of a gang that is prominently for the other individuals and against all black people. So I mean, you got an individual like that in power, but yet your father was a member. Where does that put you? Because at some point you were raised in that same household with his rules, his regulations, his standards. Whatever his mother believed for him was what you were raised under as that individual living in that house. So it starts at home. So it's kind of interesting that you get the vote of America and it's people in all kinds. Yet you are one way. He is. And it's the truth.
Well, it's almost like electing Archie Bunker as president and expecting him not to be Archie Bunker.
Exactly, but who would have even who would have even voted for Archie Bunker? We knew what he was about. Trump can have this whole
I think he won the election for a similar reason to why Archie Bunker would be elected. He was just some guy people knew because they saw him on TV.
Or no.
You know what I mean?
Or Trump had years to practice acting friendly with individuals over the years prior to him taking place. And guess what? He became friends with other people in power with money. And guess what? Money follows money. And it just all gets together and pile up. So
yeah,
it all starts, like I said, with the power. The power is where it's at. Then you got the money. Once you get the money and the power together, respectfully, everything moves. So we just need another individual in power who is not racist. And it could be, that person could still be white, black, Asian, Puerto Rican, Jamaican, whatever. Just an individual of equality and who sees the justice for all the same way.
Right. I completely agree with you that, yeah. I don't know if I want to talk about Trump anymore.
Yeah, I know. You probably won. And that's okay. It's fair game. And it's understandable, but it's reality. Talk about it. Why hide it? Like, people are always afraid to talk about subjects. You can't do that.
Yeah.
This is America. This is the way the world is. This is what's happening. There's no need to hide anything else anymore in the world. You got a question? Ask about it.
I feel like the more I talk about Trump directly, though, the more I divide my audience. You know what I mean?
You can't divide. What the fact of the matter is, he's still in power. He's still in place. He's still in that office right now. So you talking about it isn't dividing your power. It's not. We cool. We all right. You're not anti.
No, I know. I don't think I would be. I'm gonna piss you off with anything I have to say about Trump.
You can't ever piss me off with anything you can't say about anybody. Like, you just can't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, now I'm kind of taking that as a challenge.
Go ahead, challenge yourself. You know I'm for a challenge. You know I'm with it. You better be able to hold on. Listen, but no, I'm the person for you. You want to talk? Let's talk. You want to get the indifferences out? Let's get it out. You want to do this again next week or in a week's time when we get our viewers up? Let's go. We have two different individuals from two different walks of life, different genders, different race. We can really talk without us really. We're friends at the beginning. So we're doing this, unity, right? We're trying to find understanding to questions. And we're trying to find answers to questions. I have a question for you. Since this whole Black Lives Matter thing started, is it bothering you that it's like so much and everyone's talking about it? They're flagging, they're waving bandanas. They're on the city corner streets.
Something interesting that my father's wife actually said about Black Lives Matter, and I feel like the problem isn't so much that if you're against Black Lives Matter, you're racist, or if you're I'm starting to realize it's more of a generational kind of divide, where it's like if you're linked to like social media and you kind of like see all like pretty much, I don't know. Would you say all black people care about Black Lives Matter?
That would be pretty stupid.
That would be ignorant,
to say
right?
That they didn't, right? Absolutely. That would be ignorant that they wouldn't care. Why? Because for someone black to say that Black Lives matter doesn't move them in any which way, shape, or form, they'd be lying to you. They'd be lying to you. You can't think about a Black Lives Matter and really say, man, F them. I'm right here doing what I'm doing without thinking about the 400 years ago.
Right.
There's no way. So even if I wanted to be ignorant against my own kind, for whatever reason I wanted to conjure up in my head, if I take it back many, many years from today, it will still give me that notation to say no.
But here's what I'm starting to realize. Like, if you're really into, like, social media, Facebook, Instagram, you're going to see that the majority of people that care about the Black Lives Matter movement are just people that care about black people and want,
fair
want
unity.
Equality.
But you know what? Without those people coming out as well, we would say that they don't care. You understand? So they those small percentages of individuals just even coming together collectively means a lot, and we appreciate it. It does stand out, and even though there's only a few of them doing so, to know that they care, that they're hurt by what took place. They're probably hurt with what their great-grandparents did. They can change it now. Why? And more importantly, they probably have kids. Biracial children are coming about through all of this whole mess that's going on. With something mattering, they should have been married, because there are a lot of biracial marriages and children. And guess who had it hard coming up too? A biracial kid who went to an all-white school but was the only black. Or was the only black in an all-white school. You know, or only, you know what I'm trying to say. You going to school and your mom's white, your dad's black, but you look more fair-skinned. So now you're in an all-black school, but you're the only white, fair-skinned looking one. But you really black. Those people catch it the worst as well. They could pick a side and choose which side they want to be on. They could be on their mother's side or their father's side. But they're still that individual who everyone really doesn't put into the equation.
Right.
They're like camouflage through all of it. You're white, I'm black. But let's get us a biracial kid in this room right now.
Right.
He will feel the most neutral. He good either which way.
Right. I think but speaking of the point I was trying to make about if you're like plugged into social media, you see that what Black Lives Matter, that movement's all about. But let's say you're not, and your only news outlet is like Fox News. You're gonna think that all Black Lives Matter is a group of people that are looking to tear down statues and blow up the, Lincoln Memorial.
Looked at as vigilantes and not individuals who are trying to make a point because they're tired of the BS.
Exactly.
So they're not, but that's the separate. They're not looked at, like you just said, if you're not into social media, I am, and I'm still not on social media in that regards. I don't feed. I just stay on my wall. I really mind my own business.
Yeah.
If you come on my wall, then, I'm going to go check you out. But I'm not news feeding. I'm not really, probably the first 10, then I'm done. But I'm not plugged in per se, because all social media news isn't good. All it does is get you crazy thoughts throughout the day or get you to believe something that's probably not. And so it's a bunch of convoluted BS that I don't care to be a part of, so I do stay away from.
Yeah.
However, when I hear Black Lives Matter, I'm like, wow, why all of a sudden? Why couldn't Black Lives Matter last year? Why couldn't Black Lives Matter 20 years ago? Why didn't Black Lives Matter when they all started up with the whole slave business?
Right.
It just goes back so far, and it stops somewhere.
What do you think of the whole tearing down of the statues thing?
Again, it was an example. They were demonstrating, and I'm not sticking up for them, but that's their act of demonstrating and letting the people in power know. I'm not playing. Like, what else they gonna do? Gonna kill somebody? Go shoot somebody? Go take down the whole army? They can't do any of that. So they feel if they vandalize the very same buildings that have to be reimbursed financially from the people in power, they're sending a statement. They're sending a message.
Right.
They couldn't send any clearer. I'm sorry I broke down your life savings, but I need to get my point across.
Yeah.
And that's what that was. It wasn't so much.
You know what my only issue with it's just like it's a lot of it's Columbus statues,
Oh, really? So they just going around burning down Columbus
No,
statues?
no. I'm not saying people. I think it's actually like a group decision to take down the Columbus statues. It's not even like vandalism.
Mm.
A lot of them are getting taken down here in Connecticut, and I think that's I don't know. What's your opinion on Christopher Columbus?
Like we'd be like, who's that? Like I'm like, who's that? He didn't even discover America. He just gets no credit. None. He gets none.
See, I would agree with you there, but at the same time, I think my only issue with people taking down those statues is Italian immigrants were the ones that put those statues up.
Oh,
so it's another group of people that was being oppressed were the people that put up the statues in the first place. So to me, it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, like I said, Christopher Columbus wasn't an individual who did much for anyone to like glorify his name. I'm not saying burn down all his statues, like by all means they've been
but just do something else for the Italian community, like put up a statue of James Gandolfini or something.
So you're saying that Christopher Columbus represents only the Italians?
I'm saying that the statue in itself, like whatever, the statue in New London or whatever, that was taken down. That was paid for by Italian American or Italians that had come over and had also were oppressed at the time at the time of their arrival. So
they just thought he was the man. I get it.
So it's like I get like go after the man, but at the same time. Are Italians the man? Because there's never been an Italian president.
No, there hasn't. I guess we speak volume when we can look at Obama and say we have seen that day. So that spoke a lot of volume. Even with that being done and demonstrated, I wish more laws got changed while he was in office. I used to always believe that if you were the president, you can just come up with all these rules and everyone has to sign off on them. Yeah. It's not even as easy as that. So was that the right time for him to be able to properly correct racism? Would he have had enough power to do so? No. Did he miss his opportunity? Like what needed to take place to correct? We had so much other things coming at us. What needed to happen to take place? You see Trump in office right now. Now all of a sudden Corona's coming about. And they can't even keep up with the Corona of all of a sudden. They slipped in the Black Lives Matter thing. So now you take your mind off of what's really happening in the world to throw, to get you off track of what's really the bigger problem. Not saying that Black Lives Matter is not a bigger problem. However, we're in a pandemic and you guys feel like, okay, right now's a good time to refocus everyone's mind on something else. And let's throw this in and go divide the world. For what? It's not even helping any. It's doing more harm on top of people losing their loved ones through a pandemic. Yeah. Just like, it just makes you really wonder, is everything made up to the point where it can all be released and havoc can be spread and spike at any given time with just the release of one button? Who's in control of all of the mess? Other than God. Other than God being the Alpha and Omega, night and day, who's really in power under who he's allowed to be in power to just create all the havoc? Because they're the ones we need to look at. Do you think right now if the world got a phone call from the main individual in charge that sits right underneath God, that's the over Trump apparently and everyone else in office, was to really hit a equality button that took away every piece of hate, racism, inequality, injustice acts, you think the world wouldn't follow that instruction? Or will all hell break loose? We'll be happy, we'll be satisfied, but will we get a reaction from other cultures now that everyone's equal? Honestly?
I guess it depends on how you define equality.
And every jobs, businesses,
because I don't know, if you look at communism, like it seems like a good idea on paper, but it never actually works,
But why is that? Because no one wants it. No one will want to adhere to that. It's almost as bad as you saying, okay, Black Lives Matter, right? Thank you for finally giving us our day. White Lives Matter. Thank you for finally giving us our day. What divides black and white? Nothing. Okay? The one thing that they did want to divide and they thought would conquer the world is bullets, guns. Let's remove them. But then they remembered, if you take my gun from me and I'm white, you're gonna take the gun from me and I'm black. You gotta take the gun from the person that's white too.
Right.
So that's why they'll never ban guns, because everyone loses guns.
It's interesting that you brought up guns, because I think that's like, isn't that like really the biggest issue is the excessive force that the police use on the black community? Isn't that real? Isn't that really the only problem that
and they're bringing all
we
this
want
heat on everybody else
taken away? You know,
authorities are bringing heat on all other cultures due to their ignorance with their line of power, and that's just where it's coming from. The excessive brutality for what? Why not give that same individual the chance that you would give someone else? Like, don't use so much excessive force for what? It's unnecessary. It's wrong, because we look at an officer and we give them the utmost respect. But here, you guys, the same individuals that's supposed to serve and protect, y'all are dividing the world. It's them. It's nobody else that's dividing us. But the individuals with authority. That's who needs to be looked at. And maybe it's not as big as as deep as we think it is. It starts right there with the law enforcement. Why are they the only ones that can separate the world and make such a huge issue spread like cancer? And it's just them. No one else got hate for each other. We sit down at the same dinner tables. We walk in the same offices.
Right.
We do the same jobs.
You know, I see it fondling my play there. I kind of want to read it. Have you read a couple more lines?
Shoot.
Is that cool?
That's cool. That is more than cool. Just still act
Here. There's a. You know what? There's a specific scene I think we could totally read together, and I think it because I really like this character I put in here, and it's this scene right here with where Miss Jacobs pulls up an email, and she had a teacher when she was a kid that died, and he's coming back as the ghost in this part.
Too funny. So the teacher is the ghost.
The teacher's the ghost.
Okay.
And you could just hand it back to me when it comes to my line.
All right. So. All right.
And you could read the stage directions and everything else.
Will do. Act 1, Scene 3. Miss Jacobs sits at her desk and gets on her computer. The computer takes a moment to load. Come on! I want to get out of here. All of the emails have been checked in the inbox. Guess I can leave now. An email pops up reading. S. Dowd at sunnypalms.org. Hello, if you're playing a prank on me, it's not funny. Ms. Jacobs clicks the email. A big screen pops up that says download. Well, I'm clicking this. It could be porn for all I know. Messenger pops up. Ding. It's not porn. Hello, stop screwing with me. This is not Hollow. This is your former mentor, Scott Dowd. That's impossible. He's dead. Oh, I'm still very much alive, deep within the walls of this school. I'm armor with every nook and cranny, including the bugs that would feed on the crumbs my students left behind. Just then a roach crawls out from under Mrs. Jacobs' keyboard onto the hands of Miss Jacobs that's holding the computer mouse. As she screams and throws the computer mouse, she hits the click and downloads its press. Ha, ha, ha. Alright, that's really creepy, dude. Do you let this teacher come back to freaking scare the students?
No, there's no students in the classroom. She's by herself in there.
She was a student.
It's based on Marley's ghost in a Christmas Story, and Marley does scare him when he comes back.
You have me scared reading the lines real fast. Put me in the road, included. Okay, I'm gonna proceed. All of a sudden, a real-life image of a ghostly figure starts appearing digitally, very slowly. The ghostly figure is extremely large in stature. This is not a sluggish oath of a ghost, thought, as he formed struggles to take place in its clear that even its previous life, this man was a big, fat, diamond. Oh, what is that?
A big fat
dynamo.
Yeah.
Scott. Holy Lord, this is extremely.
I'll do Scott.
Oh, good.
There we go.
Thank you.
Holy Lord, this is extremely painful. Why did I agree to do this? What kind of Star Trek bullshit is this afterlife? I'd rather be burning in hell.
Oh, hell no.
I'm just messing with you. Scott is now fully loaded into the ghostly form.
It's okay. It's me, Scott. Oh, hell no.
You got anything to eat in here?
But you dead.
I know, and you'd think since I'm doomed to spend eternity floating around the school as a ghost as punishment for my hedonistic lifestyle, they'd at least let me haunt the cafeteria.
Oh, hell no.
Sometimes I'll eat the street cheese the Spanish kids leave behind. Good old Dominguez.
I must be dreaming or having anxiety about flying or something.
Listen, honey, and listen good, because I don't have much time.
This can't be happening.
You've lost your way. I don't want you to end up like me.
I'm already nothing like you.
Really? You don't eat pastrami sandwiches every day of the week and constant snacks before dinner, which is usually a whole pizza?
No, that's just you, Scott.
Ah, jeez. What the hell am I here for then?
Everyone be wasting my time. Even these white-ass ghosts.
Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to haunt the PE teacher next year about his weight issues. It's you just being a bitch that's the problem.
Excuse me?
Look around what happened to your Christmas cheer.
What?
You could have at least given the kids some candy canes or some Hershey's Kisses or something.
It's always food with you.
No. It's more than that. You've given up, honey. You've lost your way. The SATs aren't until March. You're having your kids do that shit on Christmas? You've given into the bureaucracy of teaching and why you started in the first place. When was the last time these kids have even read a play or a novel in this room?
There's more important things to learn, Scott.
Who put the stick up your ass?
I don't care if you are a ghost. I'll slap the shit out of you.
Seriously, though, you are in trouble if you don't change your ways. You've successfully secluded yourself from the world. You stopped caring about your students, and you don't give a shit about your family or what's left of them.
Whatever, Scott.
Just listen. You're going to be visited by 3 ghosts. Christmas, past, present, and the future. You read the book. I know. I taught it to you.
I know. I know I'm dreaming. It's all good.
Scott does the Star Trek hand gesture that Spock does. Live long and prosper, Miss Scrooge. Scott disappears digitally. Miss Jacobs stares at the computer for a moment.
Even in death, this man is a total nerd.
Miss Jacobs' phone starts to ring. She picks it up. I guess that we could stop there.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
I had read the book, actually. It was a great read.
And I don't know. That was definitely a good scene, I think, between the two of us, because I think that's the character I always envisioned playing if we.
So we can make that happen. You got everything you need right there. The hard part's over. You already wrote it. We just got to handle.
Yeah.
I got my role. I'm ready. I'm Miss Jacobs. I'm good. I got my mind down to a T, down to a science. We're gonna rock and roll.
Who influenced you as an actress, like growing up? Like, because I usually ask this question to the comics that are on, but you say you're more into acting than you are comedy. And I before I actually ask that question, I do want to compliment. Yeah, I think I don't like how you don't see yourself as a comic first, because you have such natural talent and ability when you're on stage to just do crowd work for one thing, and also just riff on any comedian that went before you or had made fun of you at some point. You are so quick. You're a lot quicker than most other comics. So I just don't know how you don't see yourself as a comic first.
I think MCing is what I enjoy. I like just being a part of everything and not just singling it out.
You just like being the host of the whole show. That's it.
That's it.
I got you.
That's it. I can host it up. That's me. I'm there. Like, take all the attention off of me. It's not about me. It's about everybody else, and that's who I am.
I feel like it's weird. I feel like in the black community, there's the ability to host is like it is like more revered. I don't know. Like you look at a guy like Cedric the Entertainer or Martin Lawrence. Like those two guys are like great MCs, right. Guys that are willing to, share the spotlight and like be like, I'm the host and I'm just bringing you the show. You know what I mean?
There you go. I like that word, share the spotlight, because it's not always about that one individual.
Right.
You understand, collectively as a team, it may even come together on a more powerful format if it's put together like that. So there may be a stronger comic, whereas your MC is stronger than that individual, or vice versa. And for me, it's just like I said, I just rather do more MCing and getting a little feel of everybody than for me just to have that moment and then it's like, you're done and over with.
Right.
So I'm not really.
Now, so what actress, like when you were a kid, what actress were you like, I want to be like that?
It's so funny because there wasn't so much I wanted to be like, but I seen Halle Berry, I seen Vivica A. Fox, Pam Grier was my first number one idol. Like, she was a bad, beautiful, African woman she was out early in the early 60s, late 60s, 70s. Pam Grier been around forever, like the Foxy Brown. They called her the Foxy Brown. You know what
right.
I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Pam Grier? And, just seeing her strength and character in the roles she played. She got to kick ass and stuff. So, I'm really inspired by beating up on a couple of people. Men, not women.
I think we totally have a Vivica Fox and Larry David kind of thing when she was on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever watch that show?
No.
There was a whole season where Vivica Fox was there was like basically there was a hurricane in her hometown or whatever, so her family moves in with Larry David's family. And,
too funny.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, now that I've gotten seasoned in the game and I've been doing my thing, I'm compared to Tasha Smith from Why Did I Get Married? Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah.
Another from ATL. Everyone says, you sound just like her. You act just like her. If I was blessed enough to do or be put in a film and they say, who are the women you would love to work with? I already got like my cast up, and I'll be ready to go. So it would be Jada Pinkett. I know she's got a lot of heat going on with her in her life right now, but I would still have her.
Right.
Vivica Fox. I still
No, I don't understand because I only understand that I've seen like people are hating on her. I don't understand.
Yeah, well,
why.
I haven't
What
actually read what's
Yeah.
going on, the interviews with August Alsina, I believe it is. I think she just, she became a Stella. You remember Stella got her groove back? So apparently
Right.
she got her groove back and the world's upset because she been getting her groove on and it's not been with Will. But they have an open relationship, though.
Right.
They can see whoever they want to see and they live together.
Who cares if she goes and sees who she wants to see? Like, I honestly like it's none of our business as the public.
It's
you
not,
know.
But the public's in their business, exactly.
But at the same time, with those two, with the Smith family, it's not so much their relationships or whatever it is. It's the fact that they force their kids into Hollywood. Like,
I know
that's what bothers me more than anything. I'm wondering how those kids are going to turn out as adults because
I don't think it was forced though. I think the lifestyle's handed to you. It's an automatic given. That's like honestly right now. I go sign a $1 million contract and that's no money in Hollywood. Once I get put on, my whole team is put on. There is no holdbacks. I got too many people that is a part of my team for me to say that I wouldn't be able to do so. My children will automatically inherit that. I would expect them to do something in the business to keep the legacy going.
That I'm okay with them inheriting, whatever. But at the same time, to instead of putting them through school, you take them out of school, they're forced to live in this bubble with you. Like Will Smith, didn't put his kids through school. He homeschooled them, and by homeschooling, he's really just they're just hanging out on sets of
any type of
all
social
day.
skills. But that's why they are also the way they are. Not saying anything about their children, but they're a little different, acting and responding. They're not like a regular, kid that interacts with individuals on a day-to-day basis and see different things. And
but look at a person like it's weird. Child stardom. It's like. It all depends on that person's psyche and how they're able to handle it. Look at the kids from Happy Days. Like Ron Howard was the kid on the Andy Griffith Show as well as Happy Days, and he went on to be like one of the best directors in the world, as opposed to the sister from Happy Days who died alone in a trailer,
Yeah, well, see, but it all goes back to that you need that social network. You need those individuals around you. Homeschool is great. Nothing against it. Not everything in school is correct anyway. They barely teach your children what they really need to know anywho. So I get that piece. But it's also a level of, with all the money that Will and Jada has, they could have freaking built them some type of school that would allow their individuals with their same mindsets to train children like theirs and many other.
Right.
Do a LeBron James. That's why he did what he did. If you want to homeschool your kids, think about buying a school system. Get individuals in there collectively that are on your same page, your same thinking, your wave, and you get those individuals in place. And now they're schooling the kids that you want to keep on. They're not doing anything to add to their children in that regards. I mean, they just made them weirder. Their kids are big time weird. They are. Both of their children are big time weird. And please, forgive me for saying that, but they have some weird children, and and you can tell. And you would think Will and Jada, they're perfectly normal. But something happened when it comes down to their children, when they came down to them raising their kids.
Yeah, but if they had put their kids through public school, they might actually
came out a lot better, a lot more sociable. You wouldn't have said they were weird ever. You would clearly see them for who they are, their true identity. Them being kids, having that that absolute childhood. Megan Thee Stallion, she's into rapping and everything and doing her thing. But guess what? She's still in college. She knows what it takes. You understand? She's not going to get a world given to her and then she hasn't worked hard for it. Because if she falls, she'll still be okay. And they don't look at it like that. But Will Smith and Jada kids got so much money, they can be weird all they want. They don't got to ever correct that. Ever.
Well, just to say something nice about Will Smith, I do love the Men in Black movies and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I just saw that the guy that played Jeffrey is in like some kind of theater. I don't know. I just saw him on the news for something.
Oh, really? The Butler?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my show.
He's doing something big right now. I got to look it up.
That was a good show. That was a good little show. They run with that. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was the show. It was okay. And Will was so normal, right? he was pretty normal, and then it's like he got older and he got weirder too. He got weirder too.
Movie stardom, I guess, just does that to people. So don't become weird when you become a movie
I won't
star.
change.
Okay.
I promise you. I have too many friends and so much love to show all of you guys that have been rocking out with me from the beginning of the time. So I'm quite sure once I do make it, we're gonna all make it.
Now I was already weird to begin with, so if I become a movie star, like
I got you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Your weird is gonna be needed. Don't worry.
Before we wrap up, do you want to promote anything on the podcast here?
Well, I would like for you guys to all stay tuned to me. Follow me Instagram Aplus Hollywood, Facebook A+A Hollywood. Link up with me. I will be starting my open mics really soon. I can't promise a Monday night. Not quite sure what I'll be giving. However, I want to see all of you guys out there who have dreams. You know, you guys are afraid to follow them. Like I am the individual that you will come out and do your thing and get the opportunity to shine. And I just want to see us all happy and growing and collectively coming together, united as a world, not individuals. And good luck with your podcast. I want to come back. We could do some things there.
Yeah.
Have different opinions. Get us some.
I think we really need to get this this play made into to actually a living and breathing thing of the theater.
Well, we can get it going. We're going to get it going right now. And so guess what? Right now, if you guys have Matt's contact information or you guys can inbox me, link me as a friend, I will request you Aplus Hollywood on Yahoo, Instagram, Twitter. Send us your information. How many individuals will we need to get this
to make Scared Out of the Dickens happen? Let's see.
Play. We're going to tell you guys right now. Hold on. So we have 2 characters here sitting before you.
I didn't even have a character list on this thing.
So we now know what he needs. So about 7 or 8 more individuals who would be interested in playing various roles from students.
But the name of the play is Scared Out of the Dickens, and it's a parody of A Christmas Carol.
So we would obviously want to kind of start airing in local theaters and doing some rehearsals around, fall. So again, if you're interested and you're listening, y'all hit us up, and we'll be more than happy to bring this play to life. With it?
Yeah.
With it. And I'll be seeing you soon at an open mic as soon as I give you an address, right?
Definitely.
Soon. All right now.
Well, thank you so much for being on the 1000 Comics podcast.
I thank you for having me, and I am interested in coming back.
Later.
Okay.
Big butterfly. Big butterfly.